Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter Judiciary, and under this chapter we were doing public interest litigation, and we were saying that what problems people belonging to poor class and illiterate people face in, in their accessibility to the justice. It is not easy for the poor and the illiterate people to get justice in practice. Though our constitution has made provisions for this, that everyone will be able to get justice, everyone is equal in the eyes of law, but in practice we face these problems, and because of this this tradition of public interest litigation was started by the initiative of Supreme Court only. In the 1980s it was started, and then we were also seeing that one more problem was there. It's about delay in the resolution of any cases. What happens that our judiciary is overburdened with the work, and because of this we find that justice is inordinately delayed, है ना? It take so many years that courts take to hear a case, and that is why it is said that justice delayed is justice denied. अगर justice देने में delay हो जाता है तो वो that is denial of justice. So it should not happen, but it happens in our legal system. ये प्रॉब्लम जो है वो हम फेस करते हैं, और ये एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बन जाता है हमारे लीगल सिस्टम का, कि जहाँ पे टाइम बहुत ज़्यादा लगता है किसी भी केस की पूरी तरह से ख़त्म होने, है ना? एंड देर आर रीज़न. एक तो नंबर ऑफ केसेस बहुत ज़्यादा है, नंबर ऑफ लिटिगेशन इज़ वेरी हाई. अदर देन दिस वी फाइंड दैट दिस the post of judges and other staff, judicial staff, is also goes vacant. Because of this also there is more time. The court takes more time to end any case, to hear any case. So we have a table in the book. You can see that a table is there in which it is given number of judges in India, like Supreme Court. In Supreme Court the sanctioned strength is 31, okay, and this working strength is 28. This data is of December 2013, है ना? December 2013 के डेटा के अकॉर्डिंगली हम देखते हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में 28 जजेस हैं, जबकि सैंक्शन जो स्ट्रेंथ होनी चाहिए वो 31 होनी चाहिए, यानी कि 3 सीट्स आर वैकेंट. So this is the condition of Supreme Court. And if we see the case of High Court, this data of High Court is also of the date of the year 2013. In High Court we see that the sanctioned strength is 984, while the working strength is 635. So there is also a gap of 349 judges. It means there is vacancy. These seats are vacant. These seats of judges are vacant, 349 seats. So this is a very large number of vacancy. Then you can see in district and subordinate courts also the sanctioned strength is 19,421, while the working strength is 15,039. So there is almost vacancy of 4,000 judges in district and subordinate court. So this is also one of the problems which is there in our judicial system, in our legal system, and in spite of all these problems which we have just now discussed, like the problem of the seats of the judges are vacant, then the legal system is not very not very conducive for the poor and the illiterate. Still, we can say that we cannot deny that the judiciary has played a crucial role in democratic India. And like we have seen that in Olga Tellis versus Mumbai Municipal Corporation, the judgment of the Supreme Court was that the right to life also includes right to livelihood. In the similar way, the Supreme Court has also gave such verdict, which actually widened the scope of fundamental rights of the people. So Supreme Court is very well playing its role as a custodian of fundamental rights. Not only this, it is also playing the role of it checks we can say, or it controls the powers of the executive and the legislature. So in all, we can say that the judiciary is playing a very crucial role in democratic India, and it is really we can say that it is one of the most important organ of the government which makes democracy real. So the independent and impartial judiciary actually plays a key role in a democratic government, and our constitution makers were very much we can say they were they experienced, they had the vision of this judiciary in a very correct manner. Judiciary must play a prominent role in protecting the democracy. Okay, so now we have completed the chapter, and now we will do some of the extra questions from this chapter. Okay. So, question 1 is explain the role played by judiciary. So, the judiciary plays a very important role in any democratic government. Then, following are the roles played by the judiciary. Then, dash देके आप पहला point लिखोगे dispute resolution. The judiciary provides a mechanism for resolving disputes between citizens and the government, between two state governments, and between the center and state government. This is your first point. Then second point, judicial review. The judiciary also has the power to strike down. The judiciary also has the power to strike down particular laws passed by the parliament if it believes that there is a violation of the basic structure of the constitution. Okay, then third point, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental right. So the constitution the judiciary plays the role of the custodian of the fundamental rights. The judiciary plays the role of the custodian of the fundamental rights. Then next sentence, every citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court if they believe that their fundamental rights have been violated. So these 3 points will be there in your answer. Now separately there can be question that what do you mean by judicial review? your answer will be the same as I told just now. The judiciary has the power to strike down particular laws passed by the parliament if it believes that these are a violation of the basic structure of the constitution. This is called judicial review. Okay. And now we have next question. Why do we need an independent judiciary? Why do we need an independent? So, we need an independent judiciary in order to have a just society. Then you give first point. In first point, you will write down that in the first point you will write that if in the judicial system, the politician has the power to appoint and dismiss a judge from his office, then the judge will not be able to deliver judgment impartially and independently. Okay, then the judges will not be able to deliver judgment impartially and independently. Okay, this is your first point. And now the second point. In the second point you will write down, in the second point, our constitution makers has adopted the principle of separation of power, which means the legislature and the executive cannot interfere in the work of the judiciary. Okay, and now you will write the third point. An independent and impartial judiciary can only ensure that there is no misuse of power by the legislature and the executive. Okay, now fourth point, the judiciary also plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens. Okay, this is your independence of judiciary. Okay, why do we need an independent judiciary? And now we will go to the next question. The next question is, what is the structure of courts in India? So you will write down, there are three different levels of courts in our country. There are three different levels of court in our country. Then dash देके आप लिखोगे first point. There are several courts at the lower level. Okay, there are several courts at the lower level, which are called subordinate or district courts. There are several courts at the lower level which are called subordinate or district courts. Second point आप दोगे, then each state has a high court. Second point, each state has a high court which is the highest court of that state. Then third point, at the top is the Supreme Court that is located in New Delhi and is presided over by the Chief Justice of India. And in answering this question, you can also make this figure, which is given in your book also. In this figure, here lower courts are there, then high courts, and at the apex it's Supreme Court. Okay, and now we have a next question. The next question is, what do you mean by integrated judicial system? So you will write down, in our country we have an integrated judicial system. Then next point doge, first point, the decisions made by higher courts are binding on the lower courts. The decisions made by higher courts are binding on the lower courts. Next point आप देंगे कि the appellate system exists in our country, which means the appellate system, APPELLATE, the appellate system exists in our country, which means that a person can appeal to a higher court if they believe that the judgment passed by the lower court is not just. So this is your answer to the integrated judicial system. Okay. Now the next question is, what are the different branches of legal system? What are the different branches of the legal system? So there are two branches of the legal system, criminal law and civil law. Okay, and you can define also, अगर it depends कितने marks का question, अगर एक नंबर के question है तो आपने सिर्फ लिखना है कि the different there are two branches of the legal system, criminal law and civil law. If it is more than 1 marks, अगर 3 marks का question है तो आपको इसमें दोनों को define करना होगा कि what do you mean by criminal law and what do you mean by civil law. तो you will write down criminal law dash देके it deals with conduct or acts that the law defines as offense. For example, theft, murder, etc. Okay, and in civil law you will write down, civil law लिख के dash लिख के लिखेंगे, it deals with any harm or injury to rights of individual. For example, disputes relating to sale of land or divorce, etc. Okay, and now we come to the next question. The next question is, what is the difference between civil law and criminal law? Okay, it is given in your book. बुक में आपके कॉलम बना करके ये बहुत सही से दिया हुआ है, आप उसको कर सकते हैं आराम से. इट इज़ गिवन ऑन पेज नंबर 60 पे दिया हुआ है. ओके, एंड नाउ वी हैव नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, लाइक व्हाट इज़ द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ PIL. ये तो बहुत ही आसान क्वेश्चन है. Okay, now we have the question why are the courts not accessible, why the courts are not accessible to each and everyone. So you will write the answer that the courts are not accessible to each and everyone because of following reason. The first is lack of knowledge. People are not having legal and constitutional knowledge. Second, you can say poverty. Poor people cannot afford to go to the courts if there is a violation of any law or fundamental rights. Then third, you can write that it takes, third point will be the courts take longer number of years to hear a case. The courts take longer number of years to hear a case. So these are the 3 points. Okay, so we have completed this chapter. Now in the next class we will start the next chapter in civics only.